Maintenance and calibration of luminescent dissolved oxygen, also known as LDO. The Hawk LDO probe measures the oxygen dissolved in water by flashing a blue light on the sensor cap coated with a luminescent material and measuring the time it takes for the sensor to return red light. There is a red reference LED that provides an internal reference for the optical and electronic signal paths. This internal reference provides measurement stability by correcting for temperature or time-induced changes in the phase measurement electronics. More oxygen in the water causes a shorter time delay. Maintenance. Keeping the equipment up to date with the most recent firmware is important to ensure proper function of the equipment. Update notices will occur when the Hydrolab operating software, also referred to as HOS, is connected to the internet. When a sonde is connected and updates are available, it is recommended to proceed with all updates. The sonde's updates can be confirmed by selecting the Update Firmware button in the Settings menu. The LDO probe is nearly maintenance-free. To ensure accurate readings and long sensor life, the probe should be kept clean. After each deployment, the sensor should be cleaned with a cotton swab or soft brush in soapy water to remove any oils or organisms. Organisms living on the sensor may consume or produce oxygen and change the readings. Hard scrubbing will remove the black coating from the outside of the sensor cap. If any of the coating is missing or removed, the cap must be replaced. If deposits on the sensor are difficult to remove, soak the sensor in warm, fresh water until the deposits soften. Never use organic solvents such as acetone or methanol on any part of the sensor or cap. When the sensors are clean, the LDO is ready to calibrate. Calibration. The LDO sensor compensates for the temperature of the water. To perform an accurate calibration, it is important that the temperature of the water remain constant during the procedure. The easiest way to do this is to allow the water used for calibration to sit overnight in an open container until it equilibrates to room temperature. If the temperature changes by more than 0.5 degrees Celsius during calibration, dissolved oxygen measurements may be inaccurate and the sensor will need to be recalibrated when the temperature of the water stabilizes. For this reason, the calibration should also not be done in direct sunlight. Stand the sonde so that the sensors are pointed upwards with the storage cup attached. Add about 1 liter of room temperature water, or clean tap water with a conductivity of less than 500 microsiemens per centimeter, to a clean 1-gallon jug. Shake the jug very vigorously for 40 seconds in order to create the 100% air-saturated water standard required of the LDO calibration. Establish a connection to the sonde with the Hydrolab operating software. Select your HL series sonde from the Connect to Device list and click the Connect button to connect to the sonde. When the sonde finishes its initialization, click the Calibration button in the navigation bar, then click LDO in the sensor list on the left-hand side. Manually enter the barometric pressure of the calibration location into the barometric pressure text box. Click the Start Calibration button at the bottom to begin the LDO sensor calibration. Verify the barometric pressure to proceed with the calibration. For additional guidance, on-screen instructions are available on the right-hand side of the screen. Rinse 3 times with deionized water by pouring a small amount of deionized water into the calibration cup, replacing the cap, and shaking vigorously for approximately 6 seconds. Now rinse 3 times by pouring the 100% air-saturated water into the calibration cup, replacing the cap, and shaking vigorously for approximately 6 seconds. Fill the storage cup with the 100% air-saturated water. Do not screw the cap on. Click Next to proceed. The stabilization process will begin and must complete successfully before the calibration can be saved. When the measurement is stable, select Save Reading. To accept the calibration, select Save Calibration. Calibration check. After calibration, it is recommended to perform a calibration check to verify that the sensor slope is correct. You can access the calibration check in the Calibration tab of the Hydrolab operating software. Follow the instructions on the right side of the screen. Be sure to follow the same steps of rinsing the sensor in deionized water as well as rinsing with the selected standard for optimal results. When the calibration check is finished, you will see the measured value as well as the percentage of difference from the known standard value. The user can adjust the calibration interval or add a log note. When the desired settings have been changed, the user may choose to keep the calibration date, extend the calibration date, recalibrate now, or cancel the check. Your calibration check is now complete.